There we go.
Morning.
Morning.
Welcome to our live stream.
Thanks so much for having us.
So we're here with Lori Pengelly and Emily Pengelly, and they're both mother designer duo. And we're doing a different connection this time. It's Zoom because they're in Canada, so there's a little bit of an echo for me, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But why don't y'all tell us a little bit about your company, what y'all do before we go into the trunk show?
Hey, my name's Lori Pengelly. I'm the designer behind Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. I do mainly cross-stitch design, a bit of quilt design, some long arm quilting, but mainly right now it's cross-stitch design. Yeah.
And I'm Emily Pengelly. I'm the designer behind Blueberry Ridge Design. So I do cross-stitch design, and I'm also a graphic designer too.
Awesome. So do y'all want to just jump right into the trunk show?
Sure.
Okay.
I thought I'd start first with Wisteria Lane. So there's 7 done so far. So the first one is Wisteria House. And it's stitched on 36 count fawn by Picture This Plus. It uses a variety of overdyes, Classic Colorworks, Weeks, and Gentle Arts. And it's trimmed in Lady Dot rickrack. She made the rickrack for this collection for me. This one's trimmed in Wisteria Lane. That's the first one.
And there's going to be a total of 9, and 7 are out so far, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 are out so far. This is the second one, Beekeeper House. And this one is, they're all stitched on the 36 count fawn by Picture This Plus. This one is trimmed in olive branch rickrack. And then I always finish the back with a piece of wool to cover the hole.
And the stitch count on each of these is about 97 by 87. So about 5.5 by 5 if you stitch on 36 count.
Yeah. So that's number 2. And I have this is number 3. This is Peony House.
I always say peony, and so I have to get that right.
That's okay. Which one's this? Coraline. This one's trimmed in Coraline rickrack. So she did 4 colors for me of rickrack for the trim on the pillows. And that's the back.
And the rickrack is by Lady Dot Creates.
Yeah.
One thing that I think we should tell everybody is in this pattern, you call for Weeks, Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks, but you also give the DMC conversion.
Yeah, there's a DMC conversion on every single one of my charts. Yeah. Okay, so number 4. This is number 4. This is Foxglove House. Not sure how the color's showing up, a little bit faded, but
yeah, it's showing a little light. It's a little bit darker in person.
Yeah, it's darker in person for sure. And this one's trimmed in Coraline rickrack too. It's number.
And did you stitch these with 1 strand or 2?
It's just, with 1 strand on 36 count. Yeah. And there's the back of that one. See, the back shows up a little brighter.
Yeah.
And then number 5 is Sampler House. I thought Wisteria Lane had to have a sampler house though. That one's trimmed in barn door rickrack. That one has a little thread on it. So that's number 5.
Let's see the back. Cute.
That's a Lori Holt print.
Yeah.
And then number 6 is Cappuccino. Cappuccino. This one doesn't have a piece of wool on the back yet. Cappuccino. You want to see it?
Yeah.
So that's how it looks. I stitch it up and then it'll have a piece of wool on the back. And that
And
one's
people
trimmed
like to see
in
that.
Wisteria Lane rickrack too.
And just so everybody knows, on the back, she tells you exact fabric she uses, the rickrack she uses, how many strands of thread she uses, etc. So it's all on the pattern.
Yeah.
And her
And
patterns are in color.
yeah, they're all in color. Yeah. And then this is the last one that's out so far, Patisserie House. That one's trimmed in barn door rickrack. And that one isn't even finished on the back yet. So because we moved in the middle of everything. Yeah. So that's all that's out so far in that. And there's 9 of them, and they'll all be stitched on one piece of linen. My model stitch is done on Weeks Dye Works Cocoa linen, the big piece. So
Do you want to give a hint of the next two?
I thought I have a little piece of one. So the next 2 will release at Needlework Marketplace. That's August 23rd to 26th. And number 8 is called Potting House. And number 9 is called Garden House.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good hint.
Yeah. So those 2 will be released end of August. And then the whole 9 will be all done on one piece by then too. So yeah.
And when it's when they're all 9 out, we'll sell them individually like we are now, but also as a full set.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I thought I would show my Words to Stitch by series. There's only 3 out in that so far. The first one is called Bloom.
And there's no glass on your finishing, correct?
No, I don't put glass on any. I'd like the look without the glass, and then for shipping and that, it's easier without the glass. So this one is stitched on 36 count cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim with the over-dyed flosses again. And it has a DMC conversion too.
And this one has Smyrna stitches, but those are super easy, so not
Super easy.
complicated at all.
Mm-hmm. So that's number 1 in that series. Number 2 is called Stitch.
We should all make this one.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's stitched on 36 count Oaken by Picture This Plus with
How many are
over-dyed.
going to be in the series, do you think?
I'm not sure yet. I
Okay.
think 8, but it could go on.
And on?
Yeah. It could go on. Then the next one in the series is called Home.
It's really pretty.
And that one is stitched on 36 count Almond Milk by Grace Notes Fabrics with over-dyed floss again. I mainly use over-dyed floss and everything. I like the variegation and the colors, but everything has a DMC conversion.
So are those frames custom frames, or did you just buy those at the store?
I ordered them custom. Yep.
Oh, okay. What website did you use?
Canada Custom Frames, I think it's called.
Okay.
Custom Frames Canada. And then I paint them myself. So they come in like a whitish, creamy kind of color. And then I just paint them with spray paint usually. Or chalk paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I ordered 8 of them. So
You got to do at least 8.
I have to do at least 8.
Yeah.
I wanted to have more out by now. Yeah, but with moving, it's been kind of crazy, but that's okay. It's settling down a bit now, which is nice. So then this one. The next one I thought I would show is my Mother-Daughter Everlasting Friendship Sampler. This actually started out as a big sampler. And then I narrowed it down, and I just thought it was like home and salt box, and my mom is very special to me. So I put our initials in the middle with a little tomato pincushion and a needle because we always stitch together. And this one is stitched on 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus with over dyed flosses again.
Did you also get a custom frame for this one?
Yeah, from the same place.
Okay.
This one is actually the color it came in, so I haven't painted it at all. Yeah.
And that one looks, it's only, the stitch count is only 103 by 123, so it looks bigger than it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like the frame on this one. I used this frame on a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, and you gave a little bit extra border to it, which makes it look even bigger.
Yeah, it does look bigger. Yeah. I usually like to frame about 1/2 inch on every side, but yeah, sometimes. I think it depends too. Sometimes the linen's a bit tighter. So then, when you order it, then you have a little bit more space because the linen pulls in maybe a bit more. But yeah, I like the extra border too. So yeah, you could put your like mom's initials or your best friend's initials or whatever you like in there.
So point to the initials for us. I see, I
Right
see
there.
both of them. One's on the left and one's on the right.
There we go. There they are, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's mine, LP, and my mom is JL.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. And the next thing I thought I'd show is my autumn garden at Cranberry Manor. This one is stitched on 36 count Oaken by Picture This Plus with over dyes.
And this stitch count is 118 by 108, so it comes out about 6.5 by 6 inches if you're using the 36 count.
Yeah, and there'll be 4 of these. All seasons. So the next one was,
All your samples on 36 count?
yeah, all my samples are 36 count. I always stitch on 36. Yeah, but
Do you stitch
18
them
would work
yourself?
really well. I stitch most myself. I started using model stitchers a little bit more, especially with moving and packing, but I like to stitch a lot of them myself, but some of them do go out for sure. Like the big Wisteria Lane is being model stitched and a few other of my bigger ones too. So this one is Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor. And it's stitched on 36 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax.
So on the Cranberry Manor, there's gonna be 2 more?
Yeah. So the Winter Garden at Cranberry Manor will be released at Needlework Marketplace too,
Okay.
end of August. Yep. And then there's one more. Okay, and then I thought I would show my series of Betsy's baskets. So the first one I started with was Betsy's Summer Basket. That's Betsy's Summer Basket. I think, yeah, these are all stitched on Ren. This is stitched on 36 count Ren with over dyes again. These pom-poms I got off Etsy. I can't remember the name. I just searched for like pink pom-pom and there was a shop on Etsy that had it. They're fun because they're really flouncy. They're really like flounce. They're flouncy. They're kind of, and then on the back.
On your rickrack and your pom-poms, do you stitch those down or glue them down?
No, I stitched them down. So this one is actually sewn in, but with the lady dot is sewn on after.
Okay.
But these ones are stitched right into and that's actually really fast. As long as you don't stitch them inside and make sure you flip them out the right way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's Betsy's Summer Basket. Which one does it next? Autumn. And that's Betsy's Autumn Basket. So there was 4 in this series, the seasons. This one is trimmed in Lady Dot Chenille. So that's sewn on after.
And the color of anything that's Lady Dot on the back, you list the
It's
color and the
brick.
name so that they can order that.
Yeah, I'll give you the, I think that one was Brick. Yeah, Brick Chenille by Lady Dot Creates. And then on the back, I should have done a pumpkin on the back of that one. And then we have Betsy's winter basket, and it's trimmed in the same Lady Dot Chenille and stitched on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus too.
These are so pretty.
Thanks. I saw someone
I'd love to
stitch
see all four of them
together.
together, but I don't know if
Yeah,
enough
I saw
hands.
someone
I don't know if
stitch
y'all
all
have enough hands to
four.
do that.
I saw someone stitch all four together, but I can't remember. But yeah, it would be nice. Like they would look nice all together. And then this is the Betsy's spring basket. And it has that same funky pink pom-pom sewn in, and it's stitched on Ren too. And then the back.
Cute.
Then I thought I would show the Betsy's Holiday Basket series. So there's Betsy's Halloween basket. Yeah, the colors are definitely darker, but
Yeah, this one's
and
really
that one-
pretty. It looks
that one-
ombre-ish.
yeah. It's stitched on 36 count Murky by Picture This Plus. And then it's trimmed in, what's that one called?
Licorice.
Licorice Mini Pom Pom by Lady Dot. Yeah. That one has a pumpkin on the back. What a piece of fuzz. And then there's Betsy's Christmas basket. This is trimmed in Lady Dot Dance Shoe Red tinsel, vintage tinsel, but she doesn't have that anymore. So she did suggest an alternate of Sizzle Chenille.
Okay.
But I love the tinsel. It's so sparkly and Christmassy, and then on the back.
It looks very vintage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we had Betsy's Easter basket. Okay.
I love that all your designs have that touch of quilt to them. You know, they have so many quilt blocks throughout all of them and flowers, and there's always like one little animal.
Yeah. 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 Little bunnies in that one. What was this one? This one is stitched on wish I could remember all of it. I'm usually pretty good at it. 36 count Old Mushroom by XJU Design with overdyes. And there's DMC conversion too. And it's Mini Pom Pom Trim by Lady Dot Creates. It doesn't have a color. I think it's Brick House. Brick House. And then I did Betsy's Patriotic Baskets. So I did a 4th of July and a Canada Day. So this is the 4th of July. It's stitched on 36 count Dust Bunny by Fox and Rabbit. And this one doesn't have.
You use so many different fabrics. I just can't imagine the stash of fabrics you must have.
Yes, we have lovely fabric dyers that we get things from, which is really nice. We have lots of linen, don't we? Linen. I have some 18 count Aida too, I might try. But these would all be great on 18 count Aida too, if you're an Aida stitcher with the one strand over one. Mm-hmm. And this is trimmed in Lady Dot Create Chenille in Thundercloud. So that's the 4th of July, and this is the Canada Day basket. And it's stitched on 36 count dust bunny true and trimmed in Lady Dot pom pom in brick house.
And I feel like that one, even if you're not Canadian, you could just take the Canadian flag off the
Yeah, you
top
could for sure.
right, and it still looks, it would just look like a quilt basket.
Yep. Yeah, this one has the bear paw and the flying geese.
Mm-hmm.
This one had the star and the flying geese in there. Yeah. So I just changed a few things. Oh, and the star and stripes border on that one around the border.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this one had a flag around the border and some hearts. Okay. So then I was going to show my bluebirds and bluebells sampler, but it got left out of our delivery and hasn't been returned to me yet. But I will show, I have the smalls from it and I have a picture of the sampler. So this is the bluebirds and bluebells sampler. It has a big sampler and it has 2 smalls with it too. And this is stitched on, wasn't it marbled pointer? 36 count marbled pointer by XJU with overdyes. And it was, oh, you can see the frame in there. Most of my framing is done by Kim and Megan of Kim at Designs, and they're in Whitby, Ontario. If I have things custom framed by someone else, that's who does all my framing. And then this is one of the smalls. It's a long pin cushion. My mom stitched this one. My mom stitched this one. Isn't that nice? And it's trimmed in Lady Dot chenille and Thundercloud too. And then the back. And then there was also a little scissor keep. And this was stitched and finished by Jerry English. She's one of my model stitchers from Whitby, Ontario. And it on the back looks like that. And then it has a little clasp and opens up to inside where you can put your scissors in right there.
This is so cute.
It's kind of cute. Yeah.
So all 3 of those come in one pattern called bluebells and bluebells. Bluebirds and
Bluebirds
bluebells.
and bluebells. Yeah. Bluebirds and bluebell sampler. Yeah. They're all 3 are in there. And the instructions for finishing everything are in there too. And then I thought I would, oh yeah, that one. I love this one. This is the little Red Schoolhouse Pinkeep, 1862. It's stitched on, Roxy, what was that one called?
It says Peanut Brittle by Leo and Roxy Floss.
Yeah, it's stitched on peanut brittle, which you can't get anymore, but any dark linen will look nice. Any light linen, I think anything would look nice with that. And it was stitched with Fallow Red by Roxy Flossco too. And trimmed in brick chenille by Lady Dot.
Yep.
And it has a house on the back.
So people are asking, like, on your, when you attach to the edge of the pillow, do you use 1 strand, 2 strands? What type of thread are you using to attach that down?
I normally just use the sewing thread, like Orifil, in a color that matches close. And yeah, just whip stitch it around. So you can see like there's, like if you pull it out a bit there, you can make it, if you want, kind of like almost picot-y, I guess. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
So I just stitch every little bit just to tack it down. And then usually join at the bottom somewhere. Yeah, it goes on after, so.
It's a little bit easier than it looks, I think.
It's actually easy. The chenille's the easiest one to tack down. The pom-pom's a bit harder. But yeah, the chenille's really good. And the rickrack's pretty easy too. I usually, with the rickrack, just kind of catch in the side here like in one of the loops, and then you just kind of tack it down as you go. And it's kind of loose too, like that. It's not too hard to do. And there's lots of tutorials on YouTube on how to do it too. Okay, and then I have, oh, next, there's just a few more. Next is my red bunny sampler. It's stitched on 36 count Hawthorn by Needle and Flax with Belsois silk in tulip. And there's another
and just
one.
So you guys know, these are all just regular cross stitches, and the only ones that I've even seen have a specialty stitch or the Smyrna stitch. So they look more complicated than I think they are.
Yeah, this one has a Smyrna in the peacock tail, right over there. So there's another, at Needlework Marketplace, I'm releasing Blackbird sampler. So it's like a similar size with a variegated black silk. Then I have 3 more. This is my Merry Christmas sampler. And that one is stitched on 36 count old linen by XJU Design with over-dyed floss.
Is that also from the frame company in Canada?
No, my husband made this frame.
Oh, okay.
And I painted it. He makes some of the frames. So I'd like him to get whatever tools it takes to make those really, you know. He's very good at it though. He makes lots of frames for us. Then I have, this is Beasley's Summer House. So this one says, the skep is to the bee what the churn dash is to the quilter. So there'll be more in this series too. And my husband made this frame too. And it's stitched on 36 count doubloon by Picture This Plus with over-dyed floss. And Mrs. Beasley is down there. Oh, right there.
That's so awesome that he makes some of your frames.
Yeah, it's great. He has to make me 2 right now. And then the last one I have to show, this was a Yarn Tree exclusive for Nashville last year. Come Stitch in My Garden. This one is stitched on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha with DMC. All DMC on this one.
Yeah, I think that's the only one you've shown that's DMC today.
Yeah. I usually stitch everything in overdyed. Sometimes I like DMC though, so I just like the variegation in the overdyed. I think that's why I usually choose them. But I mean, lots of times you don't need to use an overdye, especially for just a few stitches. And I like the DMC look on this one too. So that's Come Stitch in My Garden.
So I'm going to go through some questions that have come in. People want to know if you're going to give a hint to what's going to come after Wisteria Lane.
I haven't really thought if I'm going to do another kind of house series like that yet. I'm not sure about that yet. I had some ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about it.
A lot of people are asking, can you do the baskets on 11 count? Can you do this on 14 count? Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, you could do any of my designs are fine on any count because they're just cross stitches. So yeah, you could use anything you wanted. I mean, obviously the 11 count would make them big and that would be kind of nice too to see. So they can be stitched on any linen, any Aida, any even weave. And yeah, it would work on anything.
And everyone's loving all your finishing, from your frames to your pillows to
Thank
everything.
you. I know. I feel like the finishing is really important. I like to be, you know, when I put out as a design to make sure it's completely finished. Yeah, I like that. I love how they look when they're finished. They're just way too cute. Yeah. It's
And
so
then
much
people
fun.
are asking about PDFs. We do have some of your PDFs on our site. We have all of the paper on our site. And someone is asking if your patterns work with Pattern Keeper.
I don't think they do, but we were going to look into that.
Okay.
I don't think they do right now as PDFs, but it's something that we might look into because we have been asked before about PDFs. I mean, about pattern keepers. So, yeah.
Nadine wants to know where you live in Canada.
So we live in a town we just moved here. It's called Cannington, Ontario. And it's probably, if you know, like Oshawa, it would be about 45 minutes north of Oshawa or about an hour northeast of Toronto, Ontario. Hmm.
On the Red Bunny sampler, do you know how many skeins of the Tulip Belle Soie it uses?
It was 2. I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
2. It says on the back. Say 2? No, I didn't put 2, did I? Yeah, it takes 2. I should amend
Okay.
that actually.
And then Carrie wants to know, do you have a total skein count for each of your series? Like how many skeins of avocado for all of Wisteria Lane, etc.?
I will have that when I get the model stitch back. The model stitcher will let me know how many she's used. There should be on my website what I used for Peppermint Lane and what I used for Pumpkin Lane. Make sure I put that on there because I usually do them as I go. I know I usually design my series as I go. So I'll do the first 3 and then I'll do the next one. So I don't really know until the end how many there will be.
And
But
then people are asking about my color conversion. And I did a color conversion for Peppermint Lane and Pumpkin Lane.
yep.
So I haven't done one for Wisteria Lane yet, but I might.
Hmm.
Kathy wants to know, do you have any charts with snowmen?
I have, so my new winter garden at Cranberry Manor has a couple snowmen in it. One of my first designs was trimming the tree. It has a snowman, and another one of my first designs, Peace. Remember Peace? At Pansy Patch Manor. That one has a snowman. You think of anything else?
Is your Merry Christmas one?
Awesome, you have some good fans because Carmen is even commenting and telling everyone the name of the patterns you have with snowmen.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. There'll be more. Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you want to move to Emily's designs?
Sure, we can do that now. I'm gonna start with my newest design, which is called In Nature. So this is stitched on 36 count sampler khaki by X2 Design. It's 201 by 160. And it uses Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks.
I love the heart in the top right. I think that would be pretty on just even on its own.
Yeah. So my dad made this frame too. Yeah.
If y'all are not careful, people are going to be asking for him to start selling the frames.
Eek. Would you love that?
Yeah. All right.
Well, he said he might retire next year, so you never know.
Then I have my Sampler Seasons series. So all 4 of these are out right now. Summer was stitched on 40 count Regency by PATCHWORK Plus. All 4 charts are 183 by 124. And this one uses 3 skeins of Weeks Dyeworks in the Scooper Nong color.
And I think I love the one color patterns because you can really do them any color you want.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the autumn one. I know of someone who's stitching these. I think it's on 11 count, and they're using a fingering weight variegated yarn.
Like a crochet yarn?
Yeah, like a knitting yarn, hand dyed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Should show a picture of that. You should get permission and post
yeah.
it.
So this one is stitched with Weeks Dye Works Rust on Autumn Beach by number 12 Stitch Co.
40 count.
Yeah, 40 count too.
Yeah, I'm amazed when I look at y'all's work because it's 36 and 40 count, and I'm doing
40
it on
count's a bit hard for
14.
me.
So here's the winter. This one is on 40 count Fog by Picture This Plus. And it uses Weeks Dye Works Shepherd's Blue, 3 skeins. This one has the 2 little cardinals.
And a dad frame.
And a dad. These are all framed by my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So. And the last one is the spring one. This one has been really popular, I think, because it's pink. A lot of people really like the pink.
Yeah, I love the umbrellas, the rain boots, the bike.
Yeah. So this one is on 40 count Fawn by Picture This Plus, and it uses Weeks Dye Works Madison Rose. And then I'm also working on a Halloween seasonal sampler that's in one color like these ones, and it's coming out at Marketplace.
And your charts are all in color, just like your mom's.
They're all in color.
We started out in black and white, or I did, but then the color is just so much easier to read. It makes a really nice chart.
A lot nicer for stitching with the full color. This one is called Pine Tree Chalet. It came out at Nashville this year. It's stitched on 36 count Sanguine by Weeks Dye Works. It's 131 by 127. And it uses all Weeks Dye Works thread.
It's so pretty. I love the variegation you have in the jelly.
I love that one.
I love this one.
Then we have another big one, which is All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, this one sold, I think this one sold out right away when we first got it. This one sold really fast.
It's been really popular too. It came out at Nashville as well. So this one is stitched on 40 count Wallaby by number 12 Stitch Co. It's 226 by 163. And it uses Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art, and Weeks Dye Works. So that one's really
I
fun.
guess your dad made that frame too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think yeah, I don't have any custom frames yet. He's done all of mine so far. So, and then I chalk paint them or spray paint them.
They're beautiful.
Then we have another series. I have a series of houses that have like fruit and stuff in them. So this is the house on Blueberry Hill. It's stitched on 40 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. All the houses in the series are 133 by 96. And they all use like a variety of Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Art.
And there was a company you said that made fabric that people haven't heard of. It starts with the number 2. What is that again?
Number 12, Stitch Co.
Okay.
She's Australian. She's on Etsy. And then we have the Pear Hill. This one came out at Nashville too. It's on 40 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim.
And that was stitched on 40 count.
Yep, 40. And then the last one in the series is the house on Strawberry Hill. It's stitched on 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. And at Marketplace in August, I will hint that I have a Kiwi house coming out.
And I love that they're all different fabrics, but they all go together.
We have a huge linen stash.
We do.
It's kind of I think it's hard to do that, but it looks so good together.
Okay.
And then the last model I have to show is the Birds and Blossom sampler. This was one of the first charts that I designed. It's stitched on 40 count Oaken by Picture This Plus, 118 by 100. And it uses Week Styleworks, Gentle Art, and Classic Colorworks. And it's finished into a pillow.
The little lace trim.
Yeah, and it has a bit of lace on the side.
So do you know where you got the lace?
It's just from my stash. I think it's actually been.
Awesome.
It's from your stash.
I think it's from my mom.
From my grandma's stash there.
She gave us a big box of lace.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then the last one I wanted to show was Bramble Cottage. I don't have the model with me because it's going to be a series. So the second one is being stitched right now on the same piece of fabric.
Awesome.
What's the second one called?
It doesn't have. I have to think of the name for that one. But yeah, this is going to be a 6-part series. And all the information for how big it will be is on the back and everything. So these ones are stitched on 40 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. This one is 120 by 120.
And did you stitch all of these yourself?
I've stitched most of them. There's 2 or 3 that I've had models stitched.
Yeah, we just find we're getting busier and busier.
Yeah, it's getting really busy and don't have as much time to do all the stitching and all the designing and shipping and everything. So
Nancy wants to know how old you were when you started designing.
it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I would have been 24. I'm 26 now.
Yeah, and everyone's loving your style and that your samplers are a little bit smaller-ish, so they're doable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to show too.
Do you have any hints of things to come, both of you?
Yeah. What do you have coming?
For Needlework Marketplace, we're releasing Mistletoe Manor, which was a design that we did together. We could show it. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
It's not released yet, but you can see it. Bring the smalls too. There's a couple smalls with it too. We did it for a retreat piece. And we're hoping to do a joint design for Nashville next year. Let's do the big piece first. That's Mistletoe Manor.
Pretty.
Yeah. How big is that one? I don't have the chart right now. So this will be released at Needlework Marketplace by both of us.
So it's a joint design?
It's a joint design, and it's stitched with all 6-strand Valdani floss.
Okay. What weight
It's
is
not
it using?
PNC conversion. Yep. And then the one small, just a little pillow. And it's trimmed in the Dance Shoe Red tinsel too, but the same as I said before, you won't be able to get that. So she suggested Sizzle Chenille, Lady Dot Creates. But the tinsel's so fun. It's like so cute and sparkly. And And then we also did a needle book with another little one, and it closes with a piece of Snow Rickrack by Lady Dot 2. And it has the little piece of wool inside for your needles. And Emily designed this.
Super cute. It looks doable.
Oh yeah.
Very
And the
easy.
instructions will be in the chart on how to do it too. So yeah. And then what else at Marketplace? I have the Blackbird sampler coming out at Marketplace. The Winter Garden at Cranberry Manor, which is the next in that series. The last two of Wisteria Lane will be out, and the whole piece will be revealed. What else do I have? Not sure about Santa's Patchwork yet, but
So how many patterns do you think y'all release each a year?
Probably.
20.
I probably do about 10.
I probably do between 15 and 20, but I work at it full time. And you?
I work as a graphic designer 3 days a week, so I do cross stitch mostly on the side, but yeah.
And I noticed you design all your mom's charts, right? You lay out your charts for her?
Yep. She's going to teach me how, though, because she's getting too busy now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're busy. Yeah. Oh, then I had one. So then if I did do another series like Wisteria Lane, Peppermint Lane, Pumpkin Lane, what do people think?
yes.
What
Y'all start
would be
putting
a
your
good
comments so I
one?
can read all of them.
Yeah.
Veronica's saying that Emily needs to do the houses with vegetable hills.
Vegetable hills.
Vegetables.
I
That'd be
was-
awesome.
I was thinking of doing one with like a squash, like a
Yeah.
pumpkin hill, or
Yeah.
like an apple hill. So
Mhm.
coming up eventually.
And on the Christmas chart, what weight of Baldani did you use?
It's all 6-strand floss.
It's their 6-strand embroidery floss, and we used 1 strand.
Okay.
It was stitched
Sarah
on
wants-
18. It was on 18 count Aida too, so we offered it on 18 count Aida or 36 count linen.
Okay. Sarah wants to know if you will be releasing the Santa with the long red coat, or is that a shop exclusive?
So that was an exclusive with Evertote and Roxy Floss Co., but I am going to release that at Needlework Marketplace. So it's stitched in Roxy Floss Co. floss, and I'll do an over-dyed conversion and a DMC conversion probably. So yes, that will be released at Marketplace.
Go to all the comments. Okay, so they're saying Evergreen Lane, Strawberry Lane.
Oh.
Someone said Pumpkin Lane, but that's already been done.
Yeah, that's been done. Yeah,
Let's see what
it's funny because Peppermint Lane just started as a little peppermint house. So I thought, I just want to do a peppermint house. And then, oh my gosh, it just like went crazy. Yeah. I
And
love the
then
house.
Love Lane.
Love Lane.
Teresa says, good morning from Oklahoma. I have all of Emily's sampler season series. Will there be any more like these in the future? Maybe it was already discussed.
I am doing a Halloween version and a Christmas version. The Halloween one is going to be released at Marketplace this year. They'll be a little bit different.
Do you have a sneak of it?
The ones I've done, they are more of like a horizontal layout, but the sampler holidays ones for Halloween and Christmas will be more like a vertical layout. So, but they'll be the
Okay.
same thing. They'll be in one color.
Yeah, there's lots of ideas. Willow Lane, Gingerbread Lane, Lover's Lane, Roses
Gingerbread
Lane, Christmas
Lane.
Lane.
Wow. Nice.
I think they're
Thank
just
you.
going to keep you in business forever.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We love it.
So
we
Lori,
love
would you
what
talk-
we do.
Would you talk a little bit about, how you started cross stitch designing and how your daughter came into it and how all of that came together?
So I guess it was maybe 3 years ago at Marketplace. I mean, I used to cross stitch in the 80s with my mom, all the geese, all the loons, and all the, funky little, cute little cross stitches. And then it kind of went away for a while. And I was big into knitting and quilting. And then when Mania came back, that was during COVID, right? We started really getting into the
It
stitching,
was
and
actually Kimberly.
it was Kimberly.
We would watch all your Mania videos on FlossTube, and we started cross stitching a lot during COVID and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I saw that there was the Needlework Expo run by Janice, and I talked to her about designing. I had drawn up just a few designs and tried to stitch them on my own. And she actually encouraged me to exhibit at Needlework Expo. I think I had 6 designs, but I honestly didn't think I was ready to go yet. And she's like, "Oh no, you're ready to go." And Emily was really encouraging, and she helps me with the design and the charts and the photos and everything else that went on with it. And then when we went to Nashville Needlework 2 years ago, Emily had started a design and wanted to be a designer too. And you showed a few people the design, and then she just started designing then too. So, and we have a lot of fun together. We're very supportive of each other. We help each other with everything. We throw ideas off each other. We have a lot of fun. And we do have our barn. We've just moved to 3 acres in Cannington, and our barn will be our design studio. And it's getting there. There's an office in there, and yeah. So we'll be
It's
in
gonna
there
be
quite.
exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We have a lot of fun together. Yeah.
And then can you tell everybody your website, how they can find you on social media?
So on Instagram, I'm Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. Same on Facebook. I don't post a lot on Facebook. I mean, well, I guess I do. What I post on Instagram goes to Facebook too. And then I just started a new website on Shopify. It's pansypatchqs.ca.
And all the links to that will be in the show notes.
And
Yep.
yours.
I'm on Instagram too at Blueberry Ridge Design, and I also have an Etsy shop. And I have a regular website too that has a bit more information about everything I do. Yeah, all that info's on the back of my charts too if you ever need to contact me for anything.
Okay, awesome. So thank you so much for being with us. We're going to be giving away an assortment of all of the patterns we showed today to 3 winners. And
That's
you
nice.
have until Tuesday, August 6th we're going to announce the winner August 7th, but I want everybody to comment and just give them ideas on future series that you would like to see from them, because I'm seeing so many comments, and they're really good comments on
read
ideas, and I
through them
think that they
too.
would really love to see that.
That's great.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we will be back August 14th. That will be my next FlossTube. So I will see everybody there. And just thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for
Thanks
having us.
us.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay, hold on. Please get it.